Hello everybody and welcome to our studio show here on MXGP TV. It's round 8 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, MXGP. We're at Trentino at the Ciclamino circuit, Pietro Murata. And our guest joining myself and Lisa Leyland today will be Petar Petrov, Monster Energy Kawasaki team. He's already here. But we'll also have the new championship leader in MXGP, Tim Gajser, and the team manager from Monster Energy Kawasaki in the MXGP class, Francois Lemarié. We'll talk to Petar in a moment. But Lisa, great to be back here in Pietro Murata in such beautiful surroundings again.
It's really, really gorgeous. And we've got good weather today so far.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it's been a little bit wet prior.
It has been, yeah. So fingers crossed it stays lovely.
Yeah, well, we are blessed with great sunshine today. But before we sit down and talk to Petar, let's catch up with what happened a week ago. Here's some action from MX2, Race 2, some of the highlights from Germany 1 week ago. When the gate dropped for MX2 Race 2, Jeffrey Hurlings got squeezed down the inside as Paul Jonas went over the foxhole shot line. As a rider went down at the back of the field, Anstey came out in 4th. Jeffrey Hurlings had a lot of work to do as his teammate Jonas threw away a golden opportunity at turn 2. Anstey, Siwa and a few others went by, leaving Jonas with a lot of work to do from 24th place. But it was Anstey who led before the end of the first lap on his Rockstar Energy Husqvarna on the 99 machine. Ferrandis was tucked in behind him in 2nd, as Jeremy Siwa did a good job of fending off the challenge from the KTM of Jeffrey Hurlings in 4th. Benoit Pacharel, who had a storming ride to 7th in Moto number 1, was right up there on his number 6 Khmer Yamaha, starting in 3rd place, where he stayed for the majority of the race, holding off the yellow Suzuki of Jeremy Siwa and the orange KTM of Jeffrey Hurlings as they battled over 3rd, 4th and 5th. Hurlings thought he'd found a way through into 4th, but Jeremy Siwa kept him waiting a little longer. And the Swiss rider then went after the Frenchman, Pacharel, picked him off to go into 3rd. And so too did Jeffrey Hurlings as they charged towards Max Anstey, who threw away the lead on lap 11, handing the advantage to the number 4 of Dylan Ferrandis, as Hurlings and Siwa went by. Anstey would pick himself up in 5th and went after Tonkov, and he had a big crash on the Wilvo standing construct Yamaha, the Russian eventually coming home in 13th. But Hurlings eventually found his way past the Swiss rider, but not for long again, those two having an epic battle as they hunted down the number 4 of Dylan Ferrandis. Siwa made his move for the lead and started to pull clear. And it wasn't long before Hurlings also went around the outside of the Kawasaki and then eventually made that pass on Siwa to take over the lead with 2 laps to go. But it was another race win for Jeffrey Hurlings from Siwa, Ferrandis, Pacharel and Anstey. And the podium was Hurlings, Ferrandis and Siwa. Another double win for the Bullet, who is still unbeaten in 2016 and has a massive advantage over Jeremy Siwa and Paul Jonas. Well, that was a week ago, actually. Round 7 of the MX2 Grand Prix in Germany. And our first guest, Petar Petrov, is here now. Team Monster Energy Kawasaki. And Petar, it's turning out to be a pretty good season for you so far. Your best ever in MX2.
Yeah, everything was going good. Before Germany, I was 4th in the championship. And I had some good rounds. And I felt like it was like, what, 5 rounds. And I've missed the podium 5 times. But, yeah, it's been going good. And we work really hard in the winter, and everything is going okay. Unfortunately, last week I hurt my thumb really bad in time practice, and it's not that good at the moment. But we have to ride through the pain, and hopefully it gets better later on.
Well, you were 4th before last week, and now 6th. And other than last week, you'd finished inside the top 10 in motos every round. You just mentioned your thumb. What actually happened there in Germany?
Yeah, I was going into the pit lane. Just went too fast into the braking bumps, and I lost the handlebar, and yeah, I hurt my thumb pretty bad, so I rolled. It was really painful, but then I went back home and went to see the doctor, and unfortunately there's a fracture, and it's not looking good at the moment, but this weekend we're gonna try to ride through the pain, and then we have 2 weeks off. Try to heal as maximum possible to be okay for Spain.
Left or right?
Right.
Throttle hand.
Petar, Latvia was your best result of the season. You put in 2 really strong performances, and you were 4th overall. You just missed out on the podium, but were you pleased with that overall result?
Not really, actually, because like first motor I crashed in the start and I had to come from last to fourth to 6th, and second motor I had a really good start, but I didn't feel so good, and I should have stayed with Jeremy and Max, and I just didn't. So that was not good, but overall it was 4th. You know, it was not too bad, and but it was not what was I looking for.
But this is the second race now, and we see you running up front. Probably one of the rare times this year, you know, where you have made use of a good start.
Yeah, pretty much. Valkenswaard, I had a good one. I started 3 and I stayed there. I tried to make a pass on Jonas, but then we got caught with lappers, and yeah, then I got stuck behind.
How was the track in Latvia, actually?
Track was bumpy and pretty good. I felt good, and it was just physically demanding, so you had to be strong and go all the way till the end of the motor.
We were just looking at Latvia here, but you almost took a podium, as we mentioned a moment ago. Had you not fallen at turn 1 in the first race, which was obviously disappointing anyway, it would have been possible to have finished on the podium. The last time that happened was the first time you had a podium in MX2 in Lommel last year, which was a very, very strong performance. How far away do you think you are from getting on a podium in 2016?
I don't think we're far at all. I mean, the speed is really close to everyone, and okay, Jeffrey's at the moment maybe a bit faster than everybody, but for the rest, I feel like speed is there. It's just need to put everything together. I mean, just good start and stay on the bike and don't do stupid things. I think then we have the big chance to being on the podium.
What's the difference between riding somewhere like Lommel and somewhere like Latvia for fans who've never been to either track before?
Yeah, Lommel is really deep and physically unbelievable. Especially last year, they left it quite rough, and I was last year. Lommel was, I think, the deepest track I've ever ridden. So it was really crazy, and Latvia was more fast and a little bit harder, but still pretty demanding.
Just saw you on the podium there. How good a feeling was that, finally getting on the podium?
It was just amazing feeling, and after that I won Belgium Championship and Holland Championship, so it was the ball was rolling, but yeah, then I got hurt again or something small, and then yeah, I know it's motocross and small things happen to everybody. You cannot stay 100% without any pain during the whole season, so just is a part of the job, I guess.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. Social media question. Dennis Fieldberg says, how is it to kind of be under the radar?
And I guess what he means by that is, you know, we've seen you get podiums, and you're always there or thereabouts. You know, you're just not in the top 3 on the regular basis like someone like a Jeffrey or a Jeremy or, you know, maybe Dylan when he comes back fit.
Yeah, it feels okay, but it's not what we're working for, and it's the goal is to be up front and fight for those podiums and even fight for the wins. And at the moment we're not there, but we're working on it, and hopefully it happens in the future.
And how far off 100% is it your thumb now? Because obviously you just did it last week. How much pain are you in? Because Olena Velkova asked about your thumb.
Says, is it getting any better?
It is getting better, but it will take some time, and hopefully by Spain we are close to 100%. And
we've got the 2 weeks, haven't you? Just to sort
That's the thing, you know, like the doctor said you need 2-3 weeks to get it healed, but I said, yeah, I have Italy this weekend, so after that we have 2 weeks off, and hopefully we get it done.
No national championships next week?
No.
And even if there was, would you road?
No.
Okay.
The priority is GP, and that's the goal.
Okay, well, chances around here. Obviously, we've had bad weather. I know the track in 1 or 2 areas is a little bit difficult. I see the guys working on it now, getting ready for the 125 and 250 European Championship. But if we don't get any more rain, should be quite okay.
Should be okay, I think. At the moment, it's pretty one-lined because of the rain, but hopefully later on, it will be better.
All right, well, Petar Petrov, Team Monster Energy Kawasaki, thanks for joining us here this weekend. All the best, not just for here, but also the rest of the season. And good luck with rehab on the thumb as well. Hopefully doesn't cause you too many problems this weekend. Well, that's it for Petra. Let's take a look at what happened a week ago in MXGP of Germany, and let's see how Tim Gajser took over the lead in the championship in MXGP. Tony Cairoli was once again the quickest down the start straight and across the Vauxhall shot line on the 222 Red Bull KTM. But Milko Podezek, Christophe Charlier tangled going into the first corner with a whole host of other riders. They picked themselves up and rejoined the race. Stephen Lenoir was one of the unlucky ones though, picking up a hand injury in that carnage. 3 Yamahas led out by Van Hoorbeek, Guillaume and Fevre gave chase in 5th, 6th and 7th to Tony Cairoli, Evgeny Bobashev, Max Nagel, Tim Gajser. Gajser got alongside the Russian. The two battling over 2nd place. Cairoli kept a watchful eye on what was going on behind him with the 2 Hondas, but then it all went wrong for Gajser. He caught the rear wheel of Bobashev and was sent sprawling to the deck. He would pick himself up in 9th and would have to do it all over again, just like he did a week ago in Latvia. This was a shot in the arm for the 461 of Romain Fevre, who found his way past Valentin Guillaume, got himself on par with the leaders. Ben Townley charged his way through the field to an eventual 7th on the number 8 Suzuki. Fevre gave chase to Max Nagel as he hunted down the German for 3rd. Gajser got alongside on more than one occasion, alongside the Kiwi of Ben Townley, as Nagel threw it away, handing an easy pass for Romain Fevre. Fevre was then in 3rd, tried to hunt down the 777 of Evgeny Bobashev, as Jeremy Van Hoorbeek crashed out spectacularly from 6th, would not rejoin the race. Gajser knew that World Championship points were at stake here. He carved his way past Nagel and then Valentin Guillaume to get himself into 4th. And that would be enough to get him on the podium at the end of the race. It was an epic encounter between Fevre and Bobashev in the closing stages. But Bobashev managed to hold on and keep the Frenchman at bay, as Tony Cairoli made it a double win here in Germany. Again, his first overall Grand Prix victory in almost a year. Gajser was next to him on the podium, and it's Gajser who now leads the championship by 8 points over Romain Fevre as we head to Italy, the home of Tony Cairoli. What a way to win your first Grand Prix in almost a year. Wow, what an epic Grand Prix that was just 1 week ago in Germany. Had absolutely everything, not just in MXGP, but also in MX2 as well. And, well, we're going to be hard pushed to match that this weekend, that's for sure. But hopefully we will, because you never know what happens in the FIA Motocross World Championship. Well, we do have the brand new championship leader with us, not for the first time this year, Tim Gajser, Honda Garibaldi. And, Tim, just said you are the new championship leader. Things have been pretty good for you so far this year, on the podium every GP. Are you surprised that you've had that kind of form right from the first round?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I am a little bit surprised because, you know, in the winter time, we have good winter time, good testing, stuff like that. I know that I have good speed, but to be always on the podium, I didn't expect that. But anyway, you know, like you said, you know, so far so good. We hope we will continue like that.
Well, you said, you know, certainly you've been consistent, no doubt about that. But the last couple of weekends, there's been 1 or 2 moments that have tried to throw you off the podium, starting in Latvia and also a week ago in Germany. Talk us through the 2 crashes that you had in those races.
Yeah, you know, like in Latvia, I did, yeah, stupid mistake, you know. I went in the waves. I was pushing a little bit too much on the beginnings, you know, try to make a pass on the Tony, but you know, like, yeah, I went down, I crashed. Actually, I hurt my wrist a little bit, but yeah, now it's getting better and better. But yeah, also last weekend, you know, in Tuschenthal again, I did the same mistake. You know, I wanna pass too early. Bobby, it was still 25 minutes to go, but yeah, I wanna pass him so quick. So again, yeah, stupid, my mistake. It was not his fault. It was my completely fault. But yeah, that's sport. It can happen. I pick up myself and.
A little bit slowly.
Yeah, it was like it was not such a big crash, but it was really big. You know, I went really hard on the ground. So, but anyway, yeah, happy to walk away with without any injury.
Yeah, sometimes it's easier to go a high-speed crash and get flown down the track rather than something so close to the corner and you haven't got, you know, you fall a little bit differently, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim, after your crashes, some people have commented that perhaps you've been riding on the limit. Would you agree with that?
I
After
would
the crashes.
say, like, yeah, for sure. I was doing, you know, after when I crashed, I was in Latvia. I was 23rd, so you know, I didn't have nothing to lose. Just ride as fast as I can. You know, like, okay. When I was watching the race, I saw that it was quite some moment, you know, where I could crash. But it's always like that, you know. When you crash, you give everything just to save as many points you can. You know, like. Because when I was in 23rd, I was really disappointed in myself, you know, because we could lose many points over there. But happy to came back to 4th. Also in Germany, you know, like I went back to 9th, came back to 4th again. So it was, yeah, 2 good comebacks, you know, like I'm really happy with that, yeah.
Well, let's take you back to Qatar, the first round. Of course, it's never easy to win a race, never easy to win a Grand Prix, but on your debut in MXGP, you made it look so easy. Again, just tell us about that weekend, because the perfect weekend for you, 2 race wins.
Yeah.
And some great battles with Bobby as well.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like I went there, it was first opening round, and you know, without any pressure. I was over there, you know, I think from Honda didn't expect, also nobody was expecting that I could ride the speed of the top riders, but, you know, like, I think that was big plus for myself, you know, because nobody was saying you have to do like that, you have to win, you have to be top 3, you know, like, it was like that. And then, you know, when we came in warm-up, you know, like, first free practice, I was feeling really good, you know, on the track. And immediately I know that I can be fast over there.
Yeah.
So close. You won your first ever GP right here in MX2, and you actually went head to head with Jeffrey, and you beat him. How confident did you feel after that?
Yeah, you know, it was last year, and it was, yeah, like you said, first overall win MXGP, and yeah, it was something special because that year, I think also in the past, no many guys beat Jeffrey straight up, you know, like really head to head without any problems, you know, that, okay, he crashed on the last lap, but anyway, it was entire race was fight for the lead, so, you know, it was special to win the race, especially in front of so many fans that we have last year. This year it's gonna be even more, I think, so, you know, really looking for, and yeah, it was nice, emotional.
But I guess from that side as well, like say, no one had done this, no one had gone straight up and beaten him before, so I guess from a mental point of view, that was you thinking, I can actually do this.
Yeah, I think that was big plus, and I think also the other guys see that, you know, like after also Valentin win the race, also Dylan win on the beginning, you know, they saw that he's not like a machine, you know, he's just a human like we are, and we can beat him, you know, like, and I think that was a big mental plus for us.
Of course, you went on to win the World Championship last year. Has winning the title changed you as a person, do you think?
No, I think I'm still the same guy. I try to be like, you know, like normal, not kid, but man, you know, like just enjoying the life and having fun, you know, what I love to do. And yeah, a lot of time, you know, like I want to be with the fans, you know, signing the posters, making pictures. Like, I think I'm the same guy like I was before.
Good.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. What other talents do you have? Can you play like a musical instrument, or are you any good at singing or anything like that?
Actually, you know, like when I was 7, 8 of age, I was playing football really good also. You know, like I was also the champion in Slovenia in judo.
Really?
Skiing really good. So many sports, you know, like before when I was not like professional, when I was like riding 65, I have many sports, you know, that I was really good
Do
in.
you still have time to do judo and football? at the
Yeah,
moment?
actually, not so much time,
Yeah.
but when I have time, yeah. Well, when I came back, we go with the friends, play soccer, play a football.
A
So
little bit of judo for fun.
Man of many
that
talents.
we don't do.
Too high risk. Let's just go around and beat Tim up.
For fun, why not? Right, okay, social media questions for you, Tim. LL Mari 601 asks, how old were you when you started riding?
When I first time sit on the bike, I was 2.5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
So young.
First race?
First race was at 3.
I'd
Yeah.
love to see that photo of you at two,
Yeah, and
2 years old
actually I
on a
was
bike.
third. First race, and I was on the podium
Yeah.
with PV. You know
50.
PV 50, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, see, a lot of people actually riding. I started riding at 3 and racing at 3.
Yeah.
My bike on Christmas Day and the first race the next
same
day.
mine one.
Yeah.
I got it for Christmas.
And then
Santa
the next day I
Claus.
was racing. Same thing. And amazing how many people start riding at
Yeah,
that age, 3
yeah.
years old.
Oh, right. Okay. Talking about Germany, how did you scrub that low in Germany? Because, I mean, we've all seen the photo and,
And the video.
oh
that-
my
Yeah.
goodness.
That was actually, you know, when you are on the bike, you don't have feeling that you are so low, you know. It happens so quick, but then when I saw the video, it was really nice scrub. Huh?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was impressive.
I got, I don't know, 2 meters before the takeoff, you know, in the air, like really scrubbing the bike, like, you know, like touching with the knees, with the boots, with the handlebar, all this stuff.
I mean, when you feel that close to the ground, you say you're feeling, you know, you're touching the knee and the boots and everything else. We saw what happened to Jeffrey last year in Teufenthal. It's a big risk, isn't it? Sometimes it can be.
I think it's always a risk when you scrub, you know. Anytime can go something wrong, you
Yeah.
know, like because you put the bike sideways, you know, like completely flat. Yeah, I'm really happy, you know, to make that because I think it's nice scrub.
All right. Well, look, I think we are out of time with you here, Tim. But thanks for joining us. Tim Gajser, the new championship leader in MXGP. And, of course, he was a winner here last year in MX2. Let's see what he can do again this weekend. But certainly tight in that main class. Right, before we meet our final guest, Francois Lemarié, a quick reminder as to what we can look forward to a little later on in the year in October. So, a quick reminder then, the Super Motocross and Riders Manufacturers Cup takes place at the Veltins Arena in Germany on October the 8th. Tickets are now on sale at our Easter special discounted rates and have been for a while. Go to mxgp.com, look on the calendar, on the homepage, and you'll see all the list of the events down there. Now, if you want to know more, of course, you can watch our MXGP TV studio show from Germany, where we asked Giuseppe Luongo everything you needed to know about this race. So if you haven't seen that already, then make sure you check out the studio show from 1 week ago. Well, our final guest is here now, Francois Lemarié, team manager for Monster Energy Kawasaki Racing Team. And good to see you, Francois, but, you know, not the best circumstances. It's been a very tough season for you guys, hasn't it, again, in Kawasaki?
Yeah, we are not so far in the season, and we had, like, in Teufenthal, no rider, because Clément had a big crash, get hurted in Kegum's second moto. And the pain was too high to ride safely, so we prefer to don't let him ride and get some rest and get him back to his best level, as we know. And Jordi was a long time injured from his last year injury in Mantova, so 9 months without racing. So we get him back on the bike a few weeks ago. He felt ready to be back here. So I would say the goal here with Jordi is to race again, just to because it's also a new class for him, first 450 GP ever. So we'll learn with him.
But from Clément's side, what was the injury before the start of the season in one of the pre-season internationals, and what's the latest now? You mentioned Kegums.
Clément had a I would say bigger injury in Valence International race. He broke his arm, and because of our target to fight for the title, we decided, and he were okay. I would say he could manage the pain to ride the first GPs to get some points. You know, we could need that by end of the season. So the pain get better and better. Like the last GP was after I would say Argentina, Mexico, the pain was away and so everything was fine.
Well, he was 2 times fifth here in Mexico, for
was
instance.
a good dynamic, you know. He was on the way back to his normal level. Kegums was kind of difficult GP for him, and second moto he was in a common crash. He could avoid Tonley, but another rider hurt Tonley, and the bike came in Clement's bike, and he crashed, and another rider hit him, and he hurt the face of in the takeoff of the jump. So he has some contusion in his back shoulder. There is nothing broken, but he cannot hold the bike in such conditions to perform and get good results. So we prefer him to get some rest and be back to a good level.
And come back when he's ready.
Simply, yeah.
Francois, you mentioned Geordie. His debut season in MXGP kind of ended before it even began, really. What exactly happened there? And I mean, he is back this weekend, which is a good thing. So what is the plan going forward?
With Jordi, as I said, he had an injury in Mantova in 15 August 15. So he got surgery. Medical staff told him that the pain should go away, but would take time. So he were patient. We did some testing. The pain was still here, and beginning January, we had to, because the pain was not away. So we decided to get some more exams done, and I would say bad news shown that a ligament was not well fixed. So the pain came from that, and he had to get a new surgery, new rest, and start again to train. And
frustrating for him.
Yeah, a lot.
But we know that he can make it to the podium, of course. But it's not easy being an MXGP, as we've seen this year, is it?
Yeah, for sure. The level is really high. We see Gajser, for us, is really good surprise.
Yeah.
And it means that MX2 guys are able to be directly performant. And it's why we decided also to get Jordi with us. Did not work out till now because of the injury, but we have good hopes with him for sure.
All right. Well, we can't leave here without talking about what happened here last year, obviously with Ryan Villapoto. We do have the clip, but again, it was another tough year for you guys, wasn't it? You know, with Ryan as well. So it's just, I guess, just really frustrating for you at the moment.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I think we do have the clip from, yeah. Well, this should be Trentino. No. I think this is a little bit, yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, first GP for him in Qatar was pretty tough, wasn't it? Then he came back and won here in Thailand, and then all went wrong here in Trentino. At this stage, what were you thinking with Ryan in Thailand?
Thailand, yeah, like you said, was much better than in Qatar. We did work a lot between the two GPs and get him, I would say, more on European bike spec. And we did work for sure after Thailand again, and I think we were just on the edge that we were feeling comfortable with the bike, with the team, and yeah, this crash cost us a lot, I would say, and to him for sure. So that's I would say difficult to accept, but that's motocross.
Yeah, but one day the luck will turn, the results will come back, and this is why you keep working.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we have a good crew, we have good riders with good potential, so there is no reason to be back in front. We are working hard for that. We keep pushing.
Okay. Well, of course, we wish you all the best for the rest of the season with Geordie and speedy recovery for Clément de Sale as well. Francois Lemarié.
Thank you.
Right, we are out of time here, but of course you can catch all the action from this 8th round of MXGP right here from the Ciclamino Circuit Pietramarta in Trentino. This weekend, of course, we've got qualifying, as always, from MX2 and MXGP, the 125 and 250 European Championship races, and you can join us live tomorrow as well. Well, that's it from Lisa and I. Thanks to all our guests. We'll see you over the weekend, and of course in a couple of weeks when we return as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there. Bye for now.